Does anybody else find it absolutely wild that the Epstein files just like fell off the map? Like, there is absolutely no talk about it. There is talk about all kinds of other things, but nothing happened with the Epstein files. And I think that's crazy. Speaking of, have you looked up like what have been the biggest protests in the last 5 years? Well, let me give you a little rundown. Number one is the Black Lives Matter uprising, which happened with the murder of George Floyd, where there was estimates of 15 to 26 million participants nationwide, like demonstrations where they were burning down buildings, rioting, like going through all this wild stuff to absolutely show how important this subject was. And then the next one was like the No Kings protest, which had around like 7 million people participate in it. And it was one of the biggest one day events that happened. And then there's another one, and it was called the Hands Off protest, which wasn't really popular, but there was like 3 to 5 million participants, which is a lot. But you know what's absolutely crazy? Whenever it comes to these billionaires and these politicians that are paid off by them that can go over to islands and do whatever they want to little kids, there's nothing. And I was kind of curious. I'm like, why isn't this a big deal? Why are people not having these uprisings? And this is crazy, but all of those that happened were televised events. The news and media absolutely pushed it out into the public, making it look like one of the most important subjects that ever happened. Now, are they important? Sure, they are. They are very important to a lot of different people. But billionaires and politicians diddling little kids? No, that just falls off the map. It's not even important enough to really get a deep dive on the media. And I think that is absolutely fascinating. So, whenever you're wondering how much power the media actually has, it has that much power. And that's pretty freaky whenever you consider that all the news outlets are owned like by 5 people, and then I'm sure they conglomerate into some sort of other superpower that's like 1 or 2 different people. But what's even more wild is they have that much power, and only like 24 to 26% of the population actually watches and trusts the news. So that's interesting that they still have that much power. But anyways, this has been pestering the fuck out of me, and I can't figure out why nothing has happened. I think it's absolutely wild because we will start riots and protests for absolutely anything except for this. It's almost like the government is controlling the entire situation. And if there is a protest or a riot, it's almost like the government has to give approval for people to actually do this. And I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Anyways, I was sitting here thinking about that, so if you'd like to follow me and hear more about my thoughts that suck, feel free to do so. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Okay, bye.